Hello to all of our boating enthusiasts out there. This is Stu Jones with the Florida Powerboat Club here, and we have got more exciting adventures with members of the Florida Powerboat Club, continuing our feature coverage of the Orange Beach Powerboat Week from May of 2021, and it is presented by The Wharf. So before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. Florida Powerboat Club's 2021 series sponsors include Blackwater Boats and their sister company, Deep Impact Boats, along with their exclusive worldwide dealer, Plantation Boat Mart. Midnight Express Powerboats, Mercury Racing Wide Open, Mystic Powerboats, Myco Custom Trailers, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, and our official prize sponsor, Superior Communications, providing us with Garmin and Icon products as prizes for our Poker Run events. And a quick sneak peek here at the artwork for the event that kind of gives away the story that we are at this landmark wharf location with that Ferris wheel in the background. That's the actual Ferris wheel that is on property. And in addition to all of those series sponsor logos that we pointed out earlier, we'd also like to introduce Allocomp Insurance, who has returned once again as a sponsor for Orange Beach for their second year in a row. So let's have a quick recap of where we were enjoying fun on the water with our members on a Saturday morning. It was a beautiful day in Orange Beach, and we started handing off all the poker cards here at the Wharf docks. Then we got out on the Intracoastal Waterway heading westbound towards Mobile Bay, and we were fast and furious chasing our club members across the bay waters, heading towards Dauphin Island in Alabama. And I know the big event that you guys all want to know exactly what happened with that Miss Powerboat Week contest, so let's kick the show off by showing you who were our lucky winners for that Thursday night party. It all took place right here at the Port, which is our private party venue every night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's also where we staged all of our captains' meeting, and what a great venue this was for our parties. So here are just a few highlights of our 11 contestants all together on this festive evening on Thursday night, which kicked off all of the entertainment agenda and events for the weekend. It's altogether a 3-day event. Starts on Thursday with boating activities all day Friday and Saturday. And the best part about that is that several of our lovely FPC girls and contestants here in the Miss Powerboat Week, including lovely Cindy, were going to be joining us throughout the weekend and riding on the boats and helping out with poker cards and hostessing and giving out prizes. So we don't just have to stand here and look at all the lovely ladies on the stage. We actually get to hang out with them all weekend long for the poker run. And remember that there's plenty of cash on the table for all the ladies. This is a sponsored event thanks to Paul Bertucci, a club member from Team Beer Money, as well as some other club members who put up some donations that would go towards both our prize money, and we were able to raise money for a local charity, Feeding the Gulf Coast. But remember, we're only going to have 3 finalists tonight. We're going to have a first runner-up, a second runner-up, and our winner, who will be crowned Miss Powerboat Week 2021, and she'll also get additional prizes, including $500 cash. And you can see how serious those judges are, because they have got the task of judging these lovely 11 contestants. And a very special thanks to Miss Amber Content there on the right, who organized this entire evening of entertainment with all these pretty ladies. And this is the final look for our judges, as they will be soon tallying up all of those ballots to find out who our winners are. And it's time to announce our winners, starting with our second runner-up, who's Miss Shelby. And for her very first appearance here on this Miss Powerboat Week contest is the lovely Lakin. She will take the honors of first runner-up. And congratulations to our winner and the new pageant queen here for the Miss Orange Beach Powerboat Week 2021, and that is the beautiful Candace. And I believe that she has come in to join us from Biloxi, Mississippi. So congratulations to all the ladies, and thanks for putting on a great show, and for the most part, really for hanging out with us all weekend long and making it a fun weekend. Who's that goofball in front of the shot? And I know how much you guys love this high-speed action of these beautiful powerboats, so let's get back up in the air with our helicopter team flying right here out of the wharf, and we're going to jump in and catch up with the teams from the Saturday run. We departed from the wharf, got our first poker card, and then headed straight for Mobile Bay, and that is where we are now, as we now join Philip Smith from Georgia in his 38-foot Donzi ZX model. This boat is running great, looking great, completely restored, and a true classic in my opinion, because we saw a lot of this model back in the late 90s, but we just stopped seeing them. The factory started focusing all their attention on the ZR model when they started factory class racing. And another boat that is borderline a classic now, that's right, the 47 Fountain Lightning. Built so many of them in the 90s, and Rufus Scott here with his wife Leslie enjoying this big 47 triple engine. Back home, they do most of their boating on Lake Lanier, and it just so happens that a lot of teams here from Georgia do their boating on Lake Lanier, so there's a lot of people that are friends here on this event today. And from the opposite direction, there's also a lot of teams from Texas and Louisiana. Apolinar and Darionette Acevedo from Louisiana in this 30-foot Spectre Cat. It's their second event in a row. They attended the Tampa Bay Poker Run just 1 month earlier in April. Nice to see them back, and they are just enjoying the hell out of this little 30-foot Spectre Cat. It's a wild ride, and that's probably why they named the boat Team Wild Card. Certainly an appropriate name for doing poker runs. Getting some good air today as they cross these Mobile Bay waters heading towards Dolphin Island. And another team that is not only getting in some good family fun here on their 42-foot Mystic, they're also out promoting their brand. That's because John and Robin Kosker are the owners of Mystic Powerboats. They've got their family on board. Their daughters are helping out with the company as well. And I like to see that, because there's nothing better than getting out for some family fun on the new boat. And indeed, this is a showstopper. Brand new M4200 Quad Mercury Racing 450s. It doesn't get much better than that, guys. This boat has a lot of freeboard, a lot of beam. It's a big boat. You can take all your friends. Nobody has to stay at home anymore. Put your 12 or 14 friends on board, because there's plenty of room for everybody. And if you know John Kosker like I do, it's hammer down, set the autopilot, and hang on for the ride. And that's exactly what they're doing today as they cross Mobile Bay, headed westbound, destination Dolphin Island. And a very special thank you to this team. They are a Florida Powerboat Club Series sponsor once again as we move into 2022. And altogether, 7 Nortex registered for this event. 3 of them, as far as I could see in our roster, are 34 models. Bill and Jen Howell, also from Georgia. That makes about 10 teams that came here from Georgia to join us. You can see they got into this rough chop, and they decided to just pull back on the throttles. Captain says, no need to get the ladies mad at me today. We're out for the fun, so let's just pull back and enjoy the ride. And it's another 34 center console. This one, a fountain, seems to be a popular configuration for these poker run events now. Triple Merc 300s on this one. Ricardo Chavez is a local team right here from Orange Beach, Alabama. He's in the pool construction business, and when he's not building pools, he's out with the Florida Powerboat Club having fun on poker runs. How do I know that? Well, he's done at least 3 in a row. And it looks like we're going to spend a little more time with Philip Smith, his first mate Grisha on board, and they've got 2 couples joining them all the way from Georgia with this Donzi 38ZX. And what I mentioned earlier about this boat, the reason we didn't see a lot of them, this boat was a big cabin boat. It had a lot of freeboard, and it was really ideal for somebody that wanted to have a lot of space down below. But Donzi got into the racing circuit back in about 98, 99, and they started building more of these cut-down, low-profile boats. The ZR series is what I'm referring to. But this boat, in my opinion, is really just ideal for poker runs. It's a 99 model, and it just looks fantastic. And now let's welcome Brandon and Jennifer Spain from Florida, their first event with the club in this 38-foot Formula Team Tiny Diamond. And like that Donzi we saw earlier, this Formula 382 is certainly an offshore classic. We don't see a lot of them on the waters today, but if you can get your hands on one of these and put a little love into it, you'll have a great poker run machine. And it looks like Megan is hanging on her hat as she enjoys the ride here on the forward bow of the Beer Money, 39-foot Deep Impact, one of our official boats. And Jackie and the girls in the back seat just kind of kicking back. This is what it's like to ride on a center console, guys, and especially on these protected waters through Portage Channel and along from the wharf. There's Lulu's in the background. We're just getting ready to jump into Mobile Bay and cross over to Dauphin Island. And, magically, here we are. Looks like Megan just hung on to that seat for the whole ride there. And we were really impressed with the crew here, the guys who greeted us on the dock. They were ready for us to come in, and there was at least 4 or 5 of them ready to take our lines and get us all tied up. So a very warm welcome here at Dauphin Island. I wish we could have brought more boats, but the restaurant here just doesn't have the capacity for a lot of people. It's a cute little place, but maybe 20, 25 people and the place is full, and that's about all they can handle for lunch. So we managed to get a good number of our participants settled in there at Dauphin Island while we got back on to the Deep Impact, headed back out on the waterways, continued our ride back, this time getting out into the Gulf waters and heading eastbound back towards Orange Beach. And we already had Plan B executed. We were going to be stopping off at the Favre residence for lunch. A very limited number of boats were going to go there, so it worked out really well for everybody because there were a lot of other great places in the Orange Beach area for lunch, and I think it's really one of the attractions for boaters here in the Orange Beach area that you can go for miles and miles, and there's just so many places you can go and have lunch. And as long as the weather cooperates, as it apparently is today, because we don't really have the big swells we had the day earlier, that you can make a lot of miles in a short period of time. And occasionally, if it does get a little bumpy like it is out here on the Gulf waters today, you can go back on the inside and run the intracoastal in the bay waters and be still having a nice smooth ride. So you just have to watch the weather and make the right choices in terms of where you're headed. But once you're out here in the Gulf, you're pretty much stuck with it. That's exactly what's going on here if we catch up to Rufus and Leslie again. But look, they're in a 47-foot Fountain Lightning. This thing is a wave-crushing machine. It weighs, probably be over 15,000 pounds. And they're just cruising through this, at 50 miles an hour, having a great ride today. And clearly there is a very wide range of boats here attending this event, from your smaller cats, 28 to 30-foot cats, up to these big, V-bottoms. This 47 Fountain I can see off in the corner there is that big concept. But that's just the difference in how you handle your boat, too. You can come out in the rough stuff. As long as you pull back on the throttle and just manage a speed that's comfortable for everybody, you're going to be able to get where you're headed. It just might take a little longer. And there's the shot we're looking for. Team Awesome 1, Octavio and Karen Valdivia, just took delivery of this Concept 4400 built in Miami. And they've been going on poker runs, and they saw a number of our club members in this particular model, got the big forward cabin, and they said, that's more our style. That's what we want to have. We want to go to the Bahamas or take some of these long poker run events like the Key West, where you're on the water for 4 or 5 days at a time. And at the same time, I want to bring like 6 couples. So the only way you're going to do that is with a big offshore center console, a reliable platform with Mercury outboard or Mercury racing power, and that's what they did, and they're loving it. And just some nice Gulf Coast scenery here as we ride down the beach in the helicopter. You can see just a little bit bumpy, and like I said earlier, back on the bay waters is where the boats are going to have a nicer ride, nice smooth ride. And I think that's what's great, to be able to choose between this or what you just saw. But here on the Intracoastal Waterway, which is really the Portage Channel, and catching up now with the Jersey boys, Chris Colson on the right in his 39-foot Levy craft, and Mike Boyle on the left in his 34 Polini Team X-Cat pair of outboards. So it doesn't really matter. You got a performance V-bottom here with big 700s, and then you've got a lighter, smaller cat with outboard power. But these two are just going to run side by side easily at 65, 75 miles per hour because these conditions are just ideal. Let's listen in. And it's another thumbs up for family fun now as we catch up with the Panapinto family. Lance Sr. and wife Paula on the left in the 30 Baja. And on the right, that is Lance Jr. in his 24-foot Baja. They came all the way from Louisiana to join us. They have been doing a lot of poker runs with us for many, many years. Just happy to see Lance Jr. now enjoying poker runs with his very own boat and, of course, running alongside mom and dad. So a great outcome here after many, many years of having this family join us on our poker runs. And, of course, being here in Orange Beach, Alabama makes this a very attractive venue for a lot of teams from the Louisiana area. It's only about a 3 or 4 hour drive for most of them to come out here and join us. And we have now arrived at the Favre residence here in Orange Beach, Alabama, right near the Perdido Pass. And this is once again a location for the sponsor lunch. Going to have about 15 to 20 boats settled in here, and thanks to the Favres for providing this great venue for us to tie up, and then of course catering on the dock, barbecue catering that is. It was excellent. But Mr. Art Favre, of course, the owner of the wharf, he wasn't able to join us this year. He had some business out of town, but of course son Scott, who took care of most of the details as far as the catering and organizing everything here at his dad's house. Kenny Armstrong now coming in from Texas, joining us here in his Phantom 48 MTI Team Phantom. Been on a lot of poker runs with us over the years. Glad to see Kenny is able to make it here to Orange Beach, Alabama. Quite a surprise to have Kenny attending. He's a global traveler. You just never know when he's going to show up, and it was nice to have him join us along with his friends Alan Swindoll and their crew here for this event. And just about the same time, our team Beer Money, the boat we were riding on, arrived. And thanks again to Paul Bertucci for providing us a great platform for the day, all day Saturday. And Pete Bowden, our photographer, very happy to have a nice bevy of beautiful FPC girls. And he got busy right away. You know, when he's not in the helicopter shooting Fast and Furious high-speed aerials, you know, he'd love to just get those ladies and do some posing for him. And he had so many beautiful girls to work with today, I don't even think he had time for lunch. He just kept shooting away. And who could ask for a better location and more beautiful weather? It was just a photographer's dream, and, you know, Pete seized the moment. And after a beautiful lunch, it was back on the waterways. Only about a 10-mile ride back to the wharf through Bay Waters. Some of the teams were able to go right back on their trailers because the boat ramp was located just around the corner from the Favre residence. And it's really a convenient setup here in Orange Beach. The boat ramps are really close to each other. It's only about maybe a 10-minute drive from the boat ramp back to the wharf. So either way, whether you took the boat back to the dock or whether you put the boat back on the trailer, it's just a great boating destination all over this Orange Beach, Alabama area. And I think everyone who visits, the first thing to think of is, well, I wonder when we're going to be able to come back. And special thanks to Eric, Kristen, and to Pete Bowden for the flying for us and getting some great content today as they land back at the wharf, flying in this R-44 helicopter. Now, just a couple of hours later, as we get together at the port for our Saturday evening festivities, which of course means playing out those poker cards, and a huge agenda of awards because we have all of our sponsors to thank and recognize. And of course, we have those President's Choice Awards. Those are the ones I get to hand out myself. And we got right down to business, awarding Scott Favre with the Best Catamaran Award. That's for his 44-foot MTI Mercury Racing 1100s Team Game On. And yes, indeed, the game is on tonight because we're playing out our poker hands. And Octavio had 2 boats entered on the run, but we gave him the best performance V-bottom for his really cool Outer Limits 51 V-bottom Team Blue Bayou. This boat is a head turner everywhere it goes. And Team Mystic won Best Center Console for their brand new M4200, powered by Quad Mercury Racing 450s, and extra points for bringing his beautiful daughters along. And thank you to Greg Bent and Robert Sengelman for joining us here on this event. We gave them the Most Outrageous Boat Award. Why? Well, because it's the only boat that did the poker run with a full tuna tower, fully extended for the entire trip. So, hey, there's a first time for everything. They've done a lot of poker runs with other Nortec Superfishes that they brought along, equipped with a similar tower. And special thanks to Stephen and Kelly Marino. They attended the event in their 39 Nortec Team Calm Down. They were also sponsors from their company called Alicomp Insurance. We normally see them in a 35-foot DCB Cat, but congratulations to the Marinos. They just took delivery of this 39-foot Nortec just a couple of weeks earlier. And one of the highly coveted awards, the Most Spirited Team Award, went to Chad Havens and Team Savage. It's a 40-foot skater powered by Mercury Racing 1350s, but winning this award has nothing to do with the boat or its engines. It has more to do with just, well, you know. And the best paint and graphics we gave to Jeff Trimble from Texas for Team Maverick, 32-foot skater. And yes, indeed, there were a lot of other beautiful boats here on the run. It was a tough call. But, you know, Jeff's one of our new attendees, so it's always nice to send the new team home with something they can proudly hang on the wall. Best Team Name is a very popular award on these poker runs now, so much so that we gave out 2. Pete Rivero combined his real estate profession with his 34-foot MTI team Closing Quickly, joining us for a daddy-daughter weekend in Orange Beach. And the Acevedos won the other Best Team Name award for Team Wildcard. Wild because certainly this 30 Spectre is a wild ride. In card, well, let's face it, we're on a poker run. And we paid a special recognition to our local member, Ricardo Chavez, for being a great supporter of the club and making a donation towards our party agenda. And it was Mikey Boyle in Team X-Cat, the 34 Pellini. His lovely lady, first mate Kelsey, and her crew member won the Sexiest Crew Award. And a relatively new award we've been giving out lately is the Member Appreciation Award, and that went to Bo and Tiffany Renfro and Team Dirty Money from Georgia. That's a 36-foot skater. And why were they appreciated? Well, because they are just such loyal supporters, and they go on so many poker runs with the club. Great to have them on every event. And Team Shark Rider, not their first time, probably about the 3rd time they've won the Farthest Travel Award, because Frank Bolte came all the way from France to join us for the Orange Beach weekend. And the Broken Propeller Award went to Steve and Lynette Turner, who joined us with their 38-foot cigarette Team Miami 2-step. Thanks to club member Alan Knaus for helping them sort out their issues. And when the poker cards were finally played out, we congratulated all of our winners, starting with 3rd place, which was won by Rufus and Leslie Scott, who came from Georgia, with their 47-foot fountain, Team Obsession. And even though they won Broken Propeller as a consolation, congratulations to Steve and Lynette Turner from Texas, who won 2nd place in Team Miami 2-step, that 38-foot twin-step cigarette. And winning the grand prize, Team Layton Chevrolet, Jeff Layton, one of our local teams from Alabama, 50-foot skater powered by Mercury Racing 1350s. And it's his 2nd appearance here in Orange Beach. He joined us for the first event. So congratulations to all of our winners. And for the most part, I think that we were all winners here attending this Orange Beach Powerboat Week, our second time here at the wharf. And thanks to everybody from the wharf, we can all agree that it is one of the best poker run venues by far. And we can't wait to return in May of 2022. And here from the Pompano Beach studio, we are going to shift gears here for the YouTube channel, presenting to you now the upcoming Concept Owners Rally, which went from Miami down to Key West, 2 episodes there, followed by the Florida Powerboat Club's 30th annual Bahamas Poker Run from Miami to Bimini. It's all right here on the Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel, where it is powerboating in paradise in every episode. And you don't want to miss another show, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We have got a fantastic year planned with members of the Florida Powerboat Club, so stay with us. Meanwhile, we're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.